This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a professional online presence and run your business like a pro. Mercedes has endured a frustrating start to the 2022 season with its W13 hampered by extreme porpoising. But while it has made some progress in curing the phenomenon, a more difficult Monaco Grand Prix weekend has revealed that it is still not fully in control of the car. Team boss Toto Wolff believes that although the W13 is improving, it is still far from ideal that they appear to be no closer to the front in terms of pace. I think we are the third team. We're not second and we're not fourth. We have two extremely strong drivers, but it is a huge annoyance for all of us that the gap is about the same. If you're looking at it optimistically, it's 5/10. If you're looking at it pessimistically, it's more than 8/10, and that is clearly, for all of us at Mercedes, not acceptable. I think we're learning at the moment at every track. Literally every kilometre that we're doing is an important lesson on how we can improve the car, to be honest. But we just need to get out of this no man's land which we're in at the moment. Mercedes had questioned its zero sidepod concept in recent weeks, but the performance it displayed at the Spanish GP appears to have put an end to the debate for the time being. Wolff stated that the company's current focus is on fully realising the potential it believes it has in its car, but that if things do not improve, it may have to make bolder decisions in 2023. When asked by the media if Mercedes was now fully committed to its concept through 2023, Wolff responded, "If you want to change concept, you need to understand what's going to make a new concept faster than the current one. And I think if he would have known, we would have done it." At the moment, it is still very much believing in the structure and organisation and trying to bring development and understanding in order to increase the pace of the car. I think we just need to continue to grind away, and then if decisions for next year need to be taken that can't be changed on the current car, whether it's architecture or aerodynamically, then yeah, these decisions need to happen. But we're not at that point yet. Whether it's websites, online stores or analytics and marketing tools, Squarespace is the place to achieve it all. With no experience or technical skills needed, you can quickly build your website or online store easily by choosing one of the many award-winning templates and drag-and-drop features to build a professional-looking site in minutes. Once you're up and running, you can use the analytics feature to learn where your site visits and sales are coming from, helping you to understand your customers and audiences. You can also use this feature to build a marketing strategy based on your top keywords or most popular products and content. Want to keep your socials in one place? Squarespace allows you to display posts from your social media profiles straight onto your website. You also automatically push website content to your social media channels so your followers can share your platform too. One of our favourite things Squarespace has to offer is the community features. You can create a community on your Squarespace website, which includes a fully integrated commenting system. You can have your audience like and comment on your posts when they visit your domain. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/slipstream to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using the code Slipstream. This season, Lewis Hamilton has struggled a lot. With only one podium, he lags far behind teammate George Russell in terms of their head-to-head comparison. Hamilton qualified 8th on Saturday, a second off pole position, and 4/10 slower than his teammate's Q3 time. When asked how the car felt, Hamilton told Sky Sports F1, "Horrendous. It feels pretty bad here. Very bumpy for some reason. It's very hard for us to get below a second of the Ferrari and Red Bull guys. It takes a lot of risk." And the 7-time world champion did not fare much better in the race, struggling to get ahead of Fernando Alonso and ending up stuck behind the Spaniard for much of the race. This naturally led to a lot of frustration for the Brit, implying that whatever morale boost he received in Barcelona did little to quell his rage on the Principality's tight streets. Following the red flag, Alonso sat 7th for the restart and chose to run on medium compound tyres for the remainder of the race. However, the Alpine driver was significantly slower than the cars ahead, losing 3 to 4 seconds per lap to the leaders and a significant amount of time to Lando Norris in 6th. Alpine confirmed that he had no problems with his vehicle. It frustrated Hamilton as he tried to pass Alonso, who then increased his pace with 15 minutes remaining, setting the fastest lap of the race. After the race, Alonso explained that Alpine's calculations for the final stint of the race suggested he would need to save his medium tyres, explaining his slow stint. "I think we didn't have the tyres or the tyre life to finish the race when it was 33 laps remaining. It's a sprint race. We had two choices: refit the hard tyres from the beginning of the race or put the medium tyre. We put the medium tyre, but our life estimation was shorter than 33. So we didn't know if we could finish the race, so I managed to lot the tyres for 15 laps, and then I pushed for the remaining 15 when they told me that Esteban had the penalty. When it was pointed out that his pace irritated Hamilton, Alonso responded, "Not my problem." Due to the difficulty of overtaking around the Monaco track, he said it was extremely easy to keep the Mercedes behind. Hamilton admitted in his post-race press conference that sitting behind Alonso for so many laps was kind of frustrating, but that he was just cruising behind him. P7 was Alonso's best result of the 2022 season so far, and it helped Alpine close the gap on Alfa Romeo for 5th place in the constructors' standings. However, Alonso was not the only Alpine driver who irritated Hamilton. Earlier in the race, Hamilton was closing in on Esteban Ocon quickly after stopping for intermediate tyres on a track that was starting to dry out after a delayed start due to heavy rain. The 7-time world champion attempted a move up the inside of Ocon, who was adjudged by the stewards to have closed the door unfairly by keeping him behind as the two collided. Hamilton's front wing was damaged, but it was repaired during a red flag stoppage caused by Mick Schumacher's crash. Later, the pair found themselves racing again, this time with the Briton in 8th place, sandwiched between the two Alpines. After the race, Ocon told Sky F1 that the stewards informed the team that the penalty was issued due to a change in the rules implemented this year. When asked if he had a lack of speed, Ocon replied, "No, I think we did everything right in general. We were racing well until we got that 5-second penalty, which is still really unjustified, unfortunately." So I'm very frustrated with that, because it ruined our result, but that's how it is. Went to review with the stewards and they said if this was last year, it would have been a racing incident, so I don't know what has really changed this year. Ocon claims that the stewards told him that an identical incident would have gone unpunished last season when he was forced to accept that his intense Monaco fight had ended in failure. We went to a review with the stewards and they said if it would have been last year, it would have been a racing incident, so I don't really know what's changed this year. If you want to overtake in Monaco, there has to be some sort of contact because there's no space to do so. Lewis was quicker behind with the other tyres and we were racing hard for sure, but we were racing for position and we were racing at the end again. It was fair racing, but a bit of contact for sure, but we didn't suffer, so it's very disappointing and I'm pretty frustrated. Nonetheless, Ocon's 5-second penalty did little to console Hamilton after yet another Grand Prix in which he finished second to teammate George Russell. The 7-time world champion admits that he has had his fair share of bad luck this season and feels he needs to turn that around. After making visible progress with the W13's porpoising issues at the Spanish Grand Prix, Mercedes was expected to maintain that pace in Monaco. However, both drivers experienced excessive bouncing around the tight street circuit from the start of Friday's FP1 session, as the team tried different setups throughout each of the sessions to try and make it more comfortable for their drivers. And with another street circuit on the horizon in Azerbaijan, Hamilton is hoping that the car feels better in Baku than it did in Monaco. Here in Monaco, it is the worst it has felt so far, just with the bumps. My teeth, my jaw moving the whole time. I'm done with the shaking. Speaking about the W13's tendency towards bouncing, Hamilton added, "Ours is so stiff, the suspension is driving it back into the ground. I'm looking forward to more open tracks and I'm praying that the next race isn't as bumpy as it is here. If it is, through the slow corners we might struggle, but we'll see." Hamilton will be hoping for a better weekend in Azerbaijan in 2 weeks, or at the very least, to keep up with his lightning teammate George Russell. So far, he has only finished ahead of Russell in the season's first race in Bahrain, and he will be eager to change that statistic. It remains to be seen how the W13 will fare on the streets of Baku, which have many more high and medium speed corners than Monaco, and while both are street circuits, they couldn't be more different. What are your thoughts on Lewis Hamilton's struggles in Monaco? Was he simply unlucky due to the nature of the overtaking situation, or does he lack some of the speed that teammate George Russell possesses? Do you agree with the steward's decision regarding the Ocon incident? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/slipstream to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using the code Slipstream.